I know you. I know you though. I know you
Hey,
though.
the mystery, man.
I know you though. I know you know. I know.
I spoke to my son. Think I ain't told my son his mama and his grandmama's going to prison.
The morning had barely begun, but the world was already about to change. Tiny stepped out of her sleek black SUV, her heels clicking against the marble floor of the law office lobby. Papers clutched tightly in her hand. Her face was set in a mixture of determination and quiet fury. The photographers were waiting, their cameras clicking nonstop, each flash reflecting off her designer sunglasses. "Tiny serves TI divorce papers," one shouted. "What's going on with their family?" another yelled. The words barely registered. For Tiny, this was bigger than headlines. This was about taking control, about standing up for herself, and about responding to a family betrayal she could no longer ignore. The story that had led to this moment was messy, raw, and painfully public. TI and Tiny had been a powerhouse couple for years, navigating fame, music, and the harsh scrutiny of the public eye. They had shared triumphs and tragedies, but recently, their personal life had been splashed across headlines for all the wrong reasons. At the center of the storm was their son, King Harris, a young man caught in the crossfire of fame, fortune, and family tension. Allegedly, TI had made the shocking decision to disown King Harris, a move that left fans and insiders alike reeling. For Tiny, this wasn't just a blow to her heart as a mother. It was a betrayal that could no longer be overlooked. Inside the office, the air was thick with tension. Tiny walked up to the receptionist, her heels tapping like a heartbeat echoing through the room. She didn't smile, she didn't talk, she didn't falter. This was a mission. Minutes later, TI entered, casual on the surface, but already sensing the storm that was about to hit. He saw her approach with the papers, his brow furrowing, a flicker of confusion crossing his face. Cameras caught the moment, and the internet would never forget it. Tiny extended her hand, sliding the papers across the desk. The room felt like it was suspended in time. TI's eyes widened as he realized what was happening. Divorce papers. Served. And the timing couldn't have been more symbolic, right after the public scandal surrounding King Harris. For Tiny, this wasn't a spur-of-the-moment decision. Behind the headlines and flashing cameras lay months of frustration, disappointment, and betrayal. She had tried to keep the family together, to mediate between her husband and her son, to navigate the stormy waters of fame and family. But TI's decision to disown King Harris, combined with the relentless pressure of public scrutiny, had broken the final straw. Tiny knew that standing up now, publicly, was the only way to reclaim her power and her dignity. The public reaction was instantaneous. Clips of Tiny serving the papers went viral within minutes. Fans flooded social media with opinions, theories, and hot takes. Some praised her bravery, calling her a strong woman standing up for herself and her son. Others criticized her, questioning the timing, the theatrics, and the public exposure of private matters. Memes and reaction videos began circulating, showing Tiny's determined walk, TI's stunned expression, and King Harris watching from the sidelines, caught in a situation he never asked for. The internet had a new obsession, and it was a family drama that felt all too real. Meanwhile, inside the office, TI tried to process the reality. He had faced public scrutiny before, had weathered scandals and controversies, but this felt different. This was intimate, personal, and public all at once. He looked at the papers, then at Tiny, and for a moment, there was a flicker of vulnerability that rarely made its way into the media. He knew that this action was a response to his own decisions, that Tiny's move was as much about her protecting King Harris as it was about ending their marriage. King Harris, often shielded from the full glare of the spotlight, was watching quietly. Rumors had swirled for months about his relationship with his father, and now, witnessing Tiny take this bold action, he felt a whirlwind of emotions, relief, guilt, anger, and sadness all mingling together. Social media quickly picked up on his reactions, with fans analyzing his expressions, body language, and the subtle signs of his internal struggle. "He looks broken," one tweet read. This is the moment he realized the family he knew is falling apart. Another said, "Tiny did what she had to do for her kid. T.I. messed up." The tension didn't stop at the law office. It spread like wildfire across entertainment circles. Friends, colleagues, and insiders weighed in. Some claimed that T.I. had underestimated Tiny, thinking she would quietly endure his actions, protect the family image, and stay silent. Others believed that Tiny had meticulously planned this move, timing it perfectly to coincide with a public outrage over King Harris, ensuring maximum impact. Every statement, every social media post, every reaction was analyzed, dissected, and speculated upon. Tiny's legal team ensured that everything was in order. She had prepared for every eventuality, knowing that T.I. might try to respond publicly, privately, or both. The papers were served with precision, each word deliberate, each clause a statement of intent. This was more than just a divorce. It was a declaration of autonomy, of strength, and of a refusal to be complicit in what she saw as unjust treatment of her child. As the day unfolded, the media coverage intensified. News outlets ran headline after headline. Tiny serves T.I. divorce papers. Family feud explodes after King Harris drama. T.I. stunned as wife takes legal action. Fans debated endlessly online, forming camps that either supported Tiny or criticized T.I. Some focused on the marital issues, others on the father-son conflict, but everyone agreed on one thing. This was a seismic event in celebrity culture, one that would be dissected for weeks. Meanwhile, T.I. had retreated to a private space, trying to collect his thoughts. He knew that the public eye would be unforgiving, but the personal betrayal cut deeper than any media critique could. He reflected on his decisions, his relationship with Tiny, and his interactions with King Harris. There was anger, yes, but also an undeniable sense of regret. He understood, perhaps too late, that his actions had consequences far beyond what he had anticipated. Tiny, on the other hand, remained poised. She moved through the day with a calm intensity, aware that every step, every glance, every action was being watched. She had anticipated the media frenzy, the public opinion, and the social media firestorm. But she also knew that this was necessary for her own well-being, for King Harris, and for the truth of what had been happening behind closed doors. Back on social media, the reactions grew more intense. Memes, tweets, and TikTok videos proliferated, each offering a new angle, a new take, a new narrative. Some depicted Tiny as a hero, standing up for what was right. Others portrayed T.I. as the villain, the absentee father, the man whose decisions had led to this public spectacle. Fans debated, argued, and sometimes even feuded, turning the event into a cultural phenomenon. In the midst of the chaos, King Harris remained a silent figure, processing the shock and betrayal. Insiders claimed that he had always been caught between his parents, trying to navigate the impossible terrain of celebrity-family dynamics while maintaining his own sense of self. Now, with Tiny's bold move, he was left to confront the reality that his family was fractured in ways that might not be easily repaired. The legal implications were also significant. Divorce proceedings would follow, with custody negotiations, division of assets, and the potential for highly publicized court appearances. Legal experts weighed in, discussing the ramifications of timing, public perception, and the strategy behind Tiny's decision. Every detail, from the serving of the papers to the exact language used, was scrutinized and analyzed. By evening, the story had dominated headlines, trending on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Clips of Tiny walking with confidence, T.I.'s stunned reaction, and King Harris's silent observation were replayed endlessly. Analysts, commentators, and influencers offered their takes, predicting future developments, speculating on emotional fallout, and debating who had emerged victorious in this latest chapter of the family saga. Tiny's message was unmistakable. She was taking control, protecting her child, and refusing to stay silent. Her move balanced emotion and strategy, courage and consequence, turning a personal battle into a public spectacle. T.I., forced to confront his choices, wrestled with anger, regret, and vulnerability, a rare glimpse behind the fame. Social media erupted as fans dissected every moment: Tiny's fierce stride, T.I.'s shock, King Harris's quiet stare. Hashtags like #TinyServesTI trended worldwide. Supporters praised her courage, critics debated timing, and the family navigated the fallout.